Hello everyone, today another video on sort of Convallaria, and I want to talk about tier list today because day one a lot of people will go and try to look up for resources on tier list and get informed in the game to see what characters are good, what characters are bad. There are a few good tier lists, and then there's been a couple that are really bad that will hurt your account, and that's what I'm also actually making this video because some people have been sharing tier lists, so I compiled the good ones and I've compiled the bad ones so you can avoid them. Now, before we start, I'm not here to shield for my tier list. You don't have to use mine. If you want to use a good tier list, use Celion's one. All right, Celion, it's on the official Discord. He's Melancholia in there. Amazing tier list, amazing content he's making for every character as well. You can use him if you don't want to use my website. I'm not here to promote only my stuff, all right? Amazing content. If you can navigate through the Korean websites, same thing. They have a lot of really good stuff. Same for the Chinese brothers. Speaking on Chinese content, however, Game Key is not updated. Game Key is a good reference for some stuff and some characters, but this website is no longer updated nor being maintained. So take that into consideration when you're using Game Key for any videos, for any research purposes, all right? The only website that's updated for the Chinese brothers, it's the Bilibili Wiki. That's the only one. Outside of those two, of course, you can use .gg if you actually want a decent tier list. So let me come here. I think this is the one. Yes, this is .gg. They are a network that have a lot of things when it comes to actually gacha games. They have literally, I don't know, like 30, 40, 50, 60 gacha games they cover. So they are a big network. They usually do the research, and this tier list so far has been pretty good. Shout out to Rafa. So again, this is pretty good. Of course, you also will find our tier list with Waifus.com. A good resource overall. We are combining all of the Korean tier lists and the Chinese ones, and with our input, we're making our own tier list. Of course, you can also filter by only global version or check also the characters that are upcoming. I still need to finish adding the rest. Now, after all of this, I want to talk about the bad tier list because there is a few that I've seen that piss me off a lot. Now, I want you to look at the screen and look at this layout. All right, because the first tier list that I want to show you is this one. This is sortofconvallaria.co, and for some reason, again, I'm just alt-tabbing. They literally took my design, they took my whole code, the same colors, the same backgrounds, the same colors when you hover and when you do everything. They took everything. They stole it from me. Same for the filters. As you can see, my filters are here. They took these filters, they did exactly the same thing, and they made a website. And the problem is not stealing the code, which already it's kind of a really bad looking move, if you ask me, but whatever. The problem is that they are putting bad characters at T0, right? Like if we go to tier list, you'll see that for some reason, first of all of these characters should not be purple. Some of them are different classes. That's the first thing that they copied. They didn't properly copy, and these characters are not blue either. But they're putting Maitha and Theodon at the same level as Gloria. They are putting Nono-Will, Raguya, and Lily-Will at the same level as Sinana and Beryl. Again, I don't know who's making this website, but the thing is, if you want to copy, you need to make it yours. You need to make it your own style based on someone else's work, and that's completely fine. For example, if I go to my website and I go to the guides, my layout, I took inspiration from Brightman. And I have no problem saying this. And I have no problem saying this because I'm friend with the owner of Brightman. He's a pretty cool dude. So I took inspiration. I was like, okay, I like this layout. I will take it, but I will make it mine. And that's what I did. And so I made my own layout based on theirs. What these people did is not take inspiration. These people literally went, copied literally my whole code. Once again, just look at this, okay? They put the pixel ones instead of the character portraits, and then they made a really bad tier list. So this is the first one that I want people to tell to avoid. For some reason, they are trying to make this look as the official one by linking on the official Discord. Again, even the Discord button is the same. This is so funny. They took everything and they're trying to make this as the official one for some reason. If it's someone that doesn't like me, that's completely fine. I don't mind. I'm gonna keep calling you out because you are a thief. You are a nobody. It is what it is. And I want to showcase also another couple tier lists that are really bad that I would not follow or recommend new players follow if you're going to be doing this. The first one is from LD Player. LD Player made a tier list a couple days ago last week going about the tier list for the global characters. And they're also doing some really weird things. And what you have to understand on LD Player is that it's a company that their only objective with their blog is for you to download their emulator. They don't do any research when it comes to this type of tier list. So if you go to their tier list, you will see characters on tier A that make no sense. So Samantha, Xavier, Garcia, Rauya, Iggy are at the same level as Eda, Dantalion, which is absolutely not the case, right? When we go into tier B, Beryl is tier B. Tier B for Beryl. She's a defender, which is not a defender, but whatever. Miguel at the same level as Beryl. Again, a lot of these tier lists have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Imagine you create a new account and you get Beryl and you're following this tier list and you are like, oh, she's tier B. Better not get her because she's not that good. Let me reroll for something else, for Iggy, for example. You're breaking your account. You literally just lost an account with the best magic damage dealer from here to a year. Literally, even nowadays, she's the best magic dealer in Taiwan and China. So these tier lists are really bad, and you should never follow this type of websites that just print tier lists. If I go here and I search tier list, you see that these guys, literally, I go to the blog, right? They make a tier list every single week for different games. And I'm gonna be honest, they have maybe 10 writers. Maybe 10 writers. They don't play these games. So you should not be following any advice you see on LD Player when it comes to tier lists. When it comes to emulators, if you want an emulator, yeah, go for it. And then lastly, I also want to go over this one here, pewpewgamers.com. If you go and search in Google a sort of Convallaria tier list, this is one of the first ones that will appear. And you should also not follow anything you see in here, because if you go to all characters, right, the strongest of alls, you see Nana, Cole, and Gloria. Okay. If you go to tier A, however, they are copying the same tier list that we saw in LD Player. Samantha, Xavier, Lily, Garcia, Eda, Iggy. Like, they're putting Beryl on tier B for some reason. I don't know where these people are copying the content from, but it's clear that you should try avoiding this. And when it comes to this website, honestly, if you want to DM me, if you need help with your website, I will help you out. But of course, you will have to change your design, because what you're doing right now is not making your own content, but stealing it. And that's a no-no, my friend. But that said, once again, you don't have to use my website. You can use .gg. .gg, it's an incredible, good website. You can use Celion's content, an amazing content creator. There's gonna be more content creators covering the game and making their own tier lists and things, which is good. You can also use the Korean forums, DC Inside. You can use Bilibili. You can use, even if you wanted to go into other Korean communities, if you can navigate through them, you could go through Naver and Arcalife, which also have a lot of content for this game. That said though, just wanted to make a video talking about tier lists and why you should avoid some of these, because my god, they are bad. LD Player is awful. This website, 0 comments. And then when it comes to the other Pew Pew Gamers as well, I try to avoid these things. And if you're a content creator, also make sure you're not linking any bad content, because at the end of the day, it will have repercussions on the players when they're creating their first account and trying to reroll or see if their account is worth keeping or not. All that said, it's gonna be for this one, just a little bit of a rant when it comes to tier lists. As usual, thank you to my patrons for making my content possible. Love you all, bossos. Good luck with your pool dinner dates, and see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。